Hi everybody, this is Angelica. Thank you for watching today. So for a while now I've been thinking about doing this video series, and it's about a book called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Now I know that you've probably, most likely, some of you have read this book, and I read it many years ago, and I actually have a couple copies of it somewhere, but I have so many books that I can't seem to find it at the moment, or I'd show you a picture of it, but it's called The Four Agreements. And so there's four main agreements in this book that really help for people to live a more authentic life and to not get kind of swept away by the currents of what's going on around them, and to live authentically within themselves so that they can express that on an outer level. So I'm going to skip around a little bit, and I'm going to start with the agreement of do not take anything personally, because I felt that this would be a really good agreement to start with. And over time on this channel, I will be going through each agreement specifically, so that you can learn about each one. And like I said, I don't have the book with me. I'm just going to go off of my own life experiences like I normally do. And I'm also going to, I did find a quote from the book that I just wanted to read to begin with, to begin this talk. So, do not take anything personally. Here's the quote from the book. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. Their own dream. I like how it says that, because we can create our own dreams. We are very powerful beings and we have complete control over our lives. So we can create our own dream and we can create our own reality. So when someone says something hurtful to you or something that you don't feel is necessarily true, you don't have to take it in and take it personally, because they're speaking from their place of reference, their own dream, their own life, their own reality. So here's some more of the quote. When you become immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. I really like that, because you know, sometimes if we're not putting into place this particular agreement, people will say things and do things and we'll just automatically take them in as truth. And we'll say, oh, wow, that must be true about me because that's what that person is projecting. But it's not. That is just their truth. That's what they're going through currently. And they may be expressing it outwards. And if they are expressing that towards you, you can kind of just disconnect from it and just kind of say, no, you know what, I'm not going to take that in as my truth, because I know what I've said within myself is true. So, victim of needless suffering. I think that when we really apply this agreement and this principle, we do become, in a sense, strengthened. And what ends up happening is we have a really keen sense and awareness of what we're wanting to make our own dream about, and what we're wanting to make our life about, and the truth in that. So we don't have to be victims. What other people say and do is about them and what they're experiencing. Now, this sounds very kind of easy. Like, I mean, in a sense, like when you think about it, it just makes sense. It makes sense to me. And so it's a good reminder just to remind yourself of that, and to not kind of get yourself caught up in the dramas. If other people are kind of going through their own things, that we can just say, oh, okay, that's interesting, and just allow that to kind of take place without taking it into our being as being truth. So this also applies to things that you say to yourself, like your own mind. It will play tricks on you. So sometimes you'll just be going along your day, and our minds have a habit pattern of reacting in a certain way. And if we have not worked with our mind enough yet to actually become aware of our consistent thinking, then the habitual pattern of thinking will take over and will begin to say things to us that are not necessarily true. So to not take even what our own minds are saying as truth about us and taking that in as personal, like, oh, that's true, you say to yourself something like, I'm not good enough, or something of that nature, and then your mind, just going through the regular habit patterns that it's used to, will say, oh wow, you'll grab to that thought and you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm not good enough. Oh, and I'm not good enough because of this, and I'm not good enough because of that. And so you'll really start to take it personally, and you'll say, oh yeah, and this, and you'll just kind of weave it into some big thing that doesn't need to happen, because it could be that your mind is just now releasing, these old ways of thinking. And even if they're truly positive thoughts that you have about yourself, or if someone else says something positive to you, for instance, you don't have to take that personally either, but it's easier to take the positive in as personal rather than the negative. So when you begin to meditate on a daily basis in a consistent way, this really helps with this dilemma, because you get to a place where the really positive or the really negative things don't have so much of an effect on you, and you're kind of not going up and down with the highs and lows of, taking things in as personal. So when you're kind of just like, okay, this is just the way that things are, and, you feel yourself on a different level through meditation. You feel yourself on a level of being part of everything and being like an infinite being, and saying, just accepting life for what it is. And yes, you can draw in positive things if you choose to create your dream in a positive way. So it's really all a choice. And if you're having any issues or problems with allowing yourself to get swept away and taking things personally, try to be aware of your thoughts and to disengage from that habitual thinking process, because oftentimes, these things aren't true unless we make them true about ourselves. You can live authentically in who you choose to be. You don't have to have trust in what others say, only in what you say. You create your reality. You create your truth. Therefore, no matter if everyone is saying something about you that you don't take in as personal, then it cannot affect you. Things can only affect you if you take them in and you say, yes, this is true about me. But if someone's saying something and you kind of question it and you're like, hi, you know what? I don't know if this is true about me. Then you don't take it in, and then it doesn't become you, because you have a really solid foundation in what you believe is true for you. So I think that's about it. I think that's all I wanted to say. Try to, practice this. Don't take anything personally. Kind of become more aware of what people are saying, of what you're saying to yourself, and kind of decide, what do I want to think about myself? And if other people are saying other things, I'm not going to take those things in as true for me, because I know what is true for me. And, and you can just either disengage from the person sending you these projections of their own life. If you feel that they're uncomfortable, you can disengage from that. You could say something about it. You could speak your own truth and say, I don't really feel that that is, true about me. There's different ways to work around this, but it's all you. It's all your dream. It's all your reality. So you can create it any way in that you wish. And that's the beauty of life. We all get the choice to be who we are and to do what we want to do. And actually, it's very empowering, because then you realize, wow, I can create the life that I want without being, going up and down and all around with your own inner thoughts and the thoughts of other people. You can be who you want to be, truly. So thank you for watching this video, and I will be doing the other 3 agreements in time. And let me know if you have any practice with this specific agreement, and I will see you all again soon. Bye-bye.